From the Aishin Broadcast Studio, it's Wash Talk.
Welcome to Professional Carwash and Detailing's Wash Talk. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, my guest is Chirag Toor from FlexWash. Welcome.
Thank you, Brian. Great to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to see you. Let's dive right in.
Sure.
What got you into the car wash business and what convinced you to stay?
So my family's been in the business since 2001. I was in fourth grade when my dad bought a full-service car wash. So he raised our family with the business, put my brother and I through school and university. We both majored in computer science and worked in the field for a few years. In 2018, we moved back home. I took over the car wash, started running it myself. I saw firsthand that the software in the industry was outdated and pretty inflexible. So the two of us got together and we built FlexWash.
Oh, cool. Well, what is FlexWash?
So FlexWash is a point of sale that makes your data actionable. We have a built-in CRM and we integrate tightly with LPR cameras to track every vehicle that comes to your car wash. So you get everyone, their full profile, visit history, buying patterns, analytics, all that packed into the POS.
I mean, at your wash, give me a couple of day-to-day things that you see from the system and how you use that in your day-to-day operations.
Yeah, so a lot of things what we want to do is we want to optimize as soon as the customer pulls up what their buying history is and what we want the sales attendant to sell. So we have rules programmed where, hey, if someone's coming back, they're not a member, let's say, and they're coming back, they washed 2 weeks ago. And we want that to pop up so the sales attendant can say, hey, you washed 2 weeks ago, you're coming here again. If you were a member, you'd be saving money by now.
Oh.
So it's empowering the salesperson with that piece of data.
Oh, cool. So rather than kind of just having the same sales pitch to every customer that drives through that's not a member, you're actually tailoring what to say to each customer based upon their behavior, and then you're giving that information to the salesperson are they actually seeing what they're supposed to say?
Yep. So on the handheld unit, as soon as you select the license plate, it'll actually pop up the exact pitch we want them to use.
Wow.
So, and it'll bring up their vehicle history as well. So for example, let's say it's a first-time visitor. It'll pop up, hey, here's the pitch we want, never been here before. We want you to welcome them. Hi, welcome to Express Auto Spa. Mm-hmm. Would you like to join our membership? Here's the benefits. And it's just a yes or no button. So they're forced to go through the pitch flow.
So what else does it do as opposed, in addition to at the point of sale, while I'm talking to you and you're in front of me, is there anything that it does after the fact?
So it's tracking the history. We have the analytical reports. You can see customers' average visit rates, how long they've been a customer, lifetime values. Mm-hmm. You can use this information in your marketing. So there's on-site sales that we talked about. There's also the off-site. So for example, we send out a free wash coupon. How many people came and redeemed it? Who didn't redeem it? Maybe we want to send them a different offer. Mm-hmm. Of the people that did redeem it, how many came back and actually became a customer? So if we send out 1,000 free wash coupons, how many of them come back and buy a wash at full price? How many end up being a member? That helps us gauge the return from that marketing spend and helps us optimize. Maybe we want to change the messaging. Maybe we want to change the offer. So we want to try to funnel customers down to the subscription.
Cool. So it really allows you to do true A/B testing with your marketing.
Yes.
Kind of from start to finish. I mean, you can know, did this mail piece work well? Did this email work well? Did this version of it work well? And you can continue to kind of dial it down to find what's working best right now.
Exactly. So you launch those campaigns, and in FlexWash, you configure the promotion. So let's say we want to test a free wash versus a half off. Mm-hmm. And so we'll be able to send out those coupons, whether it's through Facebook, Google, you just work with your advertising partner. And then when customers actually come in and convert and use those coupons, we're able to see the results and the post-redemption life cycle.
Well, tell me a little bit more about it. I mean, we kind of talked about point of sale, we talked about marketing. Is there anything that I'm missing?
So there's a lot of data on the operational side as well. So if you think about these car washes, a lot of them, they'll have the sales attendants. Their job is primarily to sell, upsell memberships, they get paid commission. We need to track the data at the employee level. Mm-hmm. So it's great to know that, hey, my site is converting at 10%. That's fantastic. But which employee is my top performer? And you want to make sure to schedule that employee when you're busiest. So we want to see and with seasonality, your volume trends are going to change. Typically you'll be busy on the weekends, but what hour works, depending on if it's cloudy, if it's sunny. So we want to be able to show you your wash volume patterns and who your top performers are. So that helps you gauge on the employee side, one, who needs more training. If somebody's converting at 2% and the rest of my staff is averaging 8%, okay, let's figure out, are they not using the pitch correctly? Are they nervous? Let's Let's see how we can help them improve. And then when everybody is converting at a good rate that you're comfortable with, then you can start using our system to set site targets. So we have a built-in leaderboard where site to site, you can take a look at how many members they have, what your projected goal is, let's say by the end of the month or within 2 months. And it'll actually pop up a live dashboard you can put up in the lobby for your employees. That'll show here's how close the team is to hitting the goal. We're 80%, 90% of the way there. And here's how the employees rank by sales percentage. So it kind of gamifies it. There's a little bit of friendly competition with the team, but the goal is team-wide. So everybody's working together.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that. I mean, in any type of a sales environment, there's, salespeople are naturally competitive.
Yeah.
And everybody, everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to improve, and everybody wants to succeed as a team. That's a neat idea.
Yeah, and so you want them to compete, but you also want them to work together towards the site goal. Like, we don't want it to be like, oh, I sold my 10, I'm good. I'm good for the rest of the day, right? We still want everybody selling and contributing as much as possible for the team goal.
Presented from the Aishin Broadcast Studio at Babcock's Media.
Well, you mentioned utilizing your marketing partners. Do you integrate with marketing partners on behalf of your car washes?
Yeah. So right now we integrate with OpSpot and WelcomeMat, and so we have a pretty tight integration there. And so, for example, what works is typically these platforms will send out the coupons. Somebody comes on Facebook, so WelcomeMat will deliver them, sign up form. They'll fill out their name, phone number, and they'll get a wash coupon. Now, with our system and our integration, they'll send us that data, and we'll give them a unique coupon code for that customer. So what that allows us to do is when that customer comes on site and redeems that specific coupon code, we can know that, okay, here's the contact info that was used, so we can save that on file. So now we have a license plate and wash history with a customer's name and phone number.
Oh, cool.
And so that's auto-populating into the CRM in FlexWash. And so when a marketing team comes by and looks at the FlexWash data and says, hey, I want to see everybody that washed 3 months ago, hasn't been back since. Let me download their phone numbers and send them a campaign.
Oh, cool.
And then track the results. How many came back, yada, yada.
Cool. Well, let's get to the bottom line here, revenue. You got a lot of exciting things going on, but how does that equate to revenue? And can you maybe share an example?
Yeah, I think if you look at the highest volume sites in the US, our system is very tailored to the kind of playbook that they use. So Spot AI released their industry report recently, and they highlighted from their customers, the highest volume ones, what were they doing that set them apart. And the two things that stuck out to me were, one, and this has been talked about a lot in the industry, like if you go and talk car wash, you see a lot of people talking about this, is man the kiosk. So they always want to have a sales attendant outside to do the sale. And the other was to have an introductory offer. And so with FlexWash, manning the kiosk is a must right now, so because we use handheld units. So that part is guaranteed. And then with us, the introductory offer, with our CRM, it's, again, customized based on the wash history. So if someone's a brand new visitor, you can offer them something like a first month free. If they have been a member before but they canceled, maybe you want to offer them, hey, come back for half off. So you can customize the introductory offer. So, and we've seen concrete results. So with our customer Glide Express, they ran exactly that promotion. So they had, anytime customer comes on site, if they've never been a member before, they'd offer them first month free. And we saw fantastic results. In 1 month, across their organization, conversion rates doubled. They sold 2,000 memberships, and it's projected to be over $70,000 in monthly revenue from those members. Oh, wow. And if you think about it, this was just like a software side change. They didn't have to change staff. There wasn't heavy investment in large marketing campaigns. It was just using data from customers coming on site every day. Wow. Well, now
you've mentioned point of sale, and you've mentioned handhelds. So you on your system, a person's out there with a handheld all the time, whether there's a kiosk or not, right?
Yes, right now we don't have a kiosk.
But are you working on a kiosk?
We are. It's going to be fundamentally different than the rest of the industry. So if you think about it, car washing, we had all the full service car washes that had attendants out there selling. Then the express model took off, and then we had the kiosk that came in. The original thought was, hey, we can get rid of the labor and automate this process. Now what we're seeing is the industry is seeing that it makes sense for me to invest in having staff out there to do the selling. But the kiosk that everyone's using is designed to be completely unattended. Like a car pulls up, the distance between the car and the kiosk, you can't really fit a person in the middle. He's standing off to one side, he or she is standing off to one side. It's not as natural. And I'm kind of like, you're taking the credit card and you're walking through and clicking on it in front of the customer. It's just not a very natural flow because it's not designed for having an attendant out there. The kiosk we're working on is going to be able to run in unattended mode. So if there isn't an employee, you can do the same thing. and it'll have an attended mode, which is meant more to help the sales staff make a sale. So if I pull up, it's more like it'll be a large touchscreen, and it'll be used as a presentational tool. So if I'm the sales attendant, I can pull up, hey, let me convince you to join the membership. Oh, look, let me click here, see all of our locations. You can wash at any of these. Let me play a quick 15-second video that'll show you the car and the tunnel and the different waxes we have. So it's going to be empowering and assisting the attendant in the sale, and then it can fall back to an unattended mode.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah,
that's neat. So if you don't have people there, it can operate just like a kiosk would normally.
Yep.
But if you do have a person there, it's not going to impede that person's ability to sell. It's in fact going to help them by showing the customer. I guess it's just like a screen in any store, where you're showing people the reasons to buy.
Yeah, exactly. And we can do a lot of things to factor in the data pieces on the handheld. So like, when you select a license plate, you'll see the customer's history here, and you'll know what to use on the presentational screen when pitching the customer.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's all going to tie together very neatly.
So tell me, like for a larger operation, a larger group of car washes, how does this work for them?
Yeah, so a larger operation, again, we meet their desired playbook very well. They want the sales attendant out there. They want to do the introductory offer. So we have the CRM data to optimize on both of those and the handheld units to make sure there's an employee there. If you think about the larger operations, you want your CRM to work across your entire organization. Your customers aren't only going to wash at one site. They're being a member, and they're going to be going to all of them. So whether they're showing up at their regular site or their one-off, they're on the other side of town, you want the same offers and the same data to be actionable. So with the FlexWash, it is going to be shared across the organization. And for these larger operations, they spend a lot on marketing, especially now with how the industry has grown and how competitive it's gotten. It makes sense. They're spending more on marketing. Knowing the return on marketing spend, the customer behavior post, coupon redemptions, that's absolutely critical to know what's working and what isn't working. You could have one channel that works much better than the other. It makes more sense to keep investing in that one. And for larger operations especially, switching cost is a big deal. You're going to have existing sites, and how do I switch over to FlexWash? It's really easy to switch out an LPR camera. You can block off one lane at a time, just unplug, put up the new camera, plug it in. It's the same Ethernet connection. Same thing with the gates. You just unplug the Ethernet and plug it into our network switch. The most complicated part is going to be the controller. So the tunnel controller, swapping out a tunnel controller is downtime of weeks, very expensive, and that's why it's just not feasible. So with FlexWash, we prioritize working with existing controllers.
Oh.
Yeah, so we integrate directly with Laguna RTC. We do, like at our site, we run DRB's Tunnel Watch. We do figure out how to work with Tunnel Watch. And then for the larger operations, for them, at that scale, there will be times where you don't have a sales attendant. An employee is going to call out. If we're managing 10, 20 sites, you will have that happening at different sites all the time. And for them, yes, we are building a kiosk, but it's going to be fundamentally different.
Well, Chirag, is there anything more you'd like to share with our audience before we say goodbye today?
Yeah, so we're very passionate about the industry. Like, we grew up in it. Our family's been in it a long time. Me and my brother, he's my co-founder. We really want to leave a mark. We want to work with operators to help move the industry forward. Which I think on the software side, there's a lot of potential there for what it can do for the car wash industry. So flexwashtech.com. That's our website. Find more information there. We can book a demo. We'd love to work with any operator.
Great. Well, thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking the time to join us for this Professional Carwashing and Detailing's Wash Talk. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today, my guest has been Chirag Toor from FlexWash. We hope to see you again on a future episode.